Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about selective sharpening and layering your levels of sharpening in your image. So in portraits, sometimes I want the eyes, the nose, the lips to be one level of sharpening, but I want the hair and the clothes to be another level of sharpening, and maybe I even want the background to be a different level of sharpening. So here's how I do that. You don't always have to have a flattened image either. I just threw some adjustment layers on this picture just to show you that I'm not going to flatten it. What you do is you shift click to select all those layers, and then you're going to shift, control, alt, E. And when you do that, it merges all of the layers that you just had onto a separate layer up above. And you can see that's my before and that's my after. So this is all these layers combined onto this layer. All right, so to do selective sharpening, the first thing that I do is grab my brush tool, make sure that you're painting with black. And then I go right under the color swatches here to this rectangle with the dotted circle, and that's your quick mask mode. And I click that. Your level's going to turn red, your layer, sorry, is going to turn red to show you that you're in quick mask mode. Then I come over and I paint the first thing that I want to sharpen. And I thought, normally I don't sharpen the foreground of my image, but I just thought because you could see the bottom and all the stones and everything that this could possibly be interesting. So I am going to just run my brush over that. You see that was really quick. Then I go up to select and I unclick edit in quick mask mode. And so it gives me my marching ants. You can see it's actually the opposite of what I want. So select, inverse. Now here's what I want here. And once it shows me the marching ants, then I'm going to go to select, modify. I'm going to feather, and I'm going to feather to 250 pixels. Okay. Then once I have what I want sharpened and it's feathered, then I go into filter, other, high pass, and I'm going to sharpen this. I'm going to do it. I'm trying to look at the gray and figure out where I want to be. I'm going to do it to a 4. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Now I'm going to hit OK. And I just screwed up. Let me back up. Okay, so before I go to filter, just in case you do this too, I'm going to fix it now. So I don't actually want to do it on this layer because I'm going to do several layers of sharpening on this layer. So from here, I'm going to Control J, and it's going to put the riverbank pebbles in the bottom of the water on its own layer. And then from there, I would filter and I would high pass. And then once it's high passed, you come down here to overlay. Okay. And now your water is sharpened. That actually looks pretty good. All right. So I want to sharpen more. So I go back down to my merged layer. I go into my quick mask mode. And this time I am going to get my brush to cooperate. Come on. All right, so this time I'm going to go down and I am going to, I want this macrame top to stand out a little bit. So I'm going to select it. And I think I'm going to do her hair with it as well. Again, I'm not being real accurate here. And when I edit, I'm not really real accurate either, to be perfectly honest. But like right up here, if I did get that too far, all you do is you grab your eraser tool and you just erase the quick mask. Okay, so let's say this is everything that I wanted selected. Okay, so then I come up here to select, uncheck this, make sure you inverse it. So now I just have this selected, and then I put it on its own layer, and then I go to other, high pass, and maybe the hair I only want to, well, I think I want the hair more than the riverbank. So let's try to push it to 5 and see what happens. Okay, we're really gonna sharpen that. All right, and then we come over here and we overlay. Okay, and then we go back down here again, and I'm gonna zoom in to her face. And I'm gonna go back in quick mode. I don't know why my brackets are not working with my brush tool. And I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna lower this a little more. I'm gonna do her eyes. There we go. I'm gonna do her lashes. All right, she has great brows, so I'm gonna do these eyebrows. And then I'm gonna lower my flow just a little bit, well, a lot of it. And I just wanna hit these highlights just a teeny bit. She's got this makeup right here making that highlight, and that looks pretty cool. So let me raise my flow back up. And I like to make sure that the nose is sharp. So I kind of just mark it. And then of course our lips. Okay, so that's everything that I want selected. So I come over here, I uncheck that, I inverse, filter, other, high pass, and now for her eyes and stuff, I just want to go to 2. Oops, cancel, almost did it again. Don't forget to put it on its own layer. Filter, other, high pass, and put it on 2. And then change your blending mode to overlay. Okay, so now we have our image and it has all different layers of sharpening, and I'm going to group my sharpening together. I'll turn it on and off. You probably will not be able to tell the difference just on a screen. I'll kind of try to zoom in a little bit, but that's without your sharpening, that's with your sharpening. So you can see a pretty big difference in her top for sure, and her eyes. So I'm kind of happy with that. Then sometimes what I'll do is, let me just select her real quick. Okay, so then sometimes what I'll do is, then I'll do the opposite, grab my brush, make sure it's on black, go into quick mask mode. It picked everything except what I didn't select. So I'm going to grab the eraser tool and I want to erase it off of here because we already sharpened this. And now let me select, uncheck, inverse, and now put that on its own layer, Control J, and then go filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and let me blur the background. And I'll try to push it to about 7 so that you can kind of see. All right, and so that's real hard to see. I don't even know if I zoom in if you can see. All right. So that's your before, that's your after, before, after. I know with the color change I made, it makes it a little bit more difficult to see the sharpening too, but it's there. I like to level it because I like some things sharper than others. So anyway, hope you can take something away from this video and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.